Yeah.
Oh, Santa Jaws. uh,
Really?
oh
So,
man, I was hoping people would forget about it.
everybody, how's it going? It is me, Selena. I am live again because I have someone really incredibly special on to the show today, and I'm so excited to bring him in. It is the one and only Reid Miller, and we are waiting for him to join. So, I am waiting. Ah, he's on. Alright, let's bring him in. Wait. Hi, Reid. I can already see you. I just have to bring you on here.
Hi, there we go. Now we got it to work.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really good, actually. I mean, it is November 1st, and I couldn't imagine to be starting this month off in a better way than to talk to you. So,
Oh, thank you.
thank you for coming on to the show. I am really honored, grateful, and excited, not only because you are a phenomenal actor and filmmaker, but because you're a really cool guy and have a great personality. So, I'm pretty
Well,
sure
thank
this
you.
is going to be lots of fun.
Yeah,
Now,
for
first
sure.
of all, congratulations on your incredible film, which came out a few days ago on your YouTube channel and is now on Amazon.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, that was I felt it's kind of it's funny that it felt this year because it was we actually made it in 2018. So we made it a few years back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was a lot younger, and I was I was very young in terms of directing and writing and all that stuff. So I watch it and I kind of sit there and I'm like, why would I do that? But also I have to remember that, I was very young at the time and was still, learning a lot. So, but I'm very, very proud of it. I'm very happy with how it came out.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And what was it like shooting the movie? Everything from casting the cast, booking the cast, the budget, and everything that
Mhm.
goes into it. The idea, the concept. How did you came up with it?
Um, I mean, the idea was to, because for me, like, I love action. I've always been super passionate about, um, action movies, stunts, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'd always wanted to make an action film, but make one that I thought was unique
Mm-hmm.
and different, and one that would showcase my abilities. I like, as being a martial artist for my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So, the idea was to do something that wasn't incredibly complicated, but something that was super gritty and to the point, versus doing something that's super, super complicated, that you can barely follow or understand. Because we also only had the budget, to do so much, which is why it wasn't even a full feature. It was just a 40-minute micro feature.
Yeah.
If I had it up to me, I would have done a full-fledged feature, but at the time we didn't really have the budget for that. But um, yeah, and it was really funny because it actually started out as a short film that was like 10 pages long that I wrote.
Wow.
And it was very, very, very different. Like, it had the same sort of concept of like the three characters, like the two brothers and the girl, but the actual events of the story were actually very different. And then it evolved into a pilot, and then it evolved into just like a small feature. So that was the evolution of it was really interesting, and how the story changed from the short to the feature was actually, it's actually kind of funny to think about.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And then in terms of casting, it was like, I wrote that character for me to play.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy Danny at the time, um, he was a wonderful filmmaker, a great cinematographer. He's a great editor. He
Yeah.
shot most of it. and edited a lot of it. But he, I always, I wanted him to play Ben. I wanted him to play my brother because it was so funny because when we were at the premiere of Flicker, which was our first short film that we did together, everyone was like, you should do something where you're brothers because everyone kept thinking we were brothers.
Oh.
Which, in a way, I don't really see because we are very different. But I can see why people would think that we could be brothers. But so I wanted to do something
because of the personality.
Like yeah. So I wanted to do something like that, and just do something fun. And he's also a martial artist, so I knew it'd be a lot of fun to do something with him. But it was funny because we were supposed to actually, the original idea was we were going to end up fighting in it. But then I was like, if we end up making more, we should save that for further down the road and have this one be like more of like a peek into the world versus, explaining in great detail who everyone is. It's like, I didn't really want to do that. I wanted it to feel like an episode of an 80s action show. You know what I mean? And so some people didn't quite get that. And some people were like, well, I didn't really understand, why Cade was that way or why Tessa was that way. And I was like, yeah, that was the point. I was like, this wasn't supposed to be some character study. This was meant to be like an episode of like Knight Rider. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was supposed to be. It's 40 minutes. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be some 2-hour long character study. Yeah, exactly.
And now you're not only an actor, but you are also a filmmaker, like you said, from a really young age. What would your advice be for people who would love to make their own movies, but not only bring it out on YouTube, but also bring it out to different streaming platforms? For example, Amazon, Netflix, or even sell it on DVD in a store. How does that work?
I mean, I think in terms of being a young filmmaker, especially nowadays, I think you want to steer clear, if you can, from. Well, no, I'm gonna backtrack really quick before I say that. You don't want to steer clear of DVDs in physical medium because, if you were to raise money, for instance, like crowdfund, a really cool thing that you can give some of your financiers or the people that helped you fund it is, some of the perks can be like, hey, like if you give me. If you donate like $100 or whatever, you'll get like a Blu-ray copy and a digital copy of the movie. And a lot of people love that. A lot of people love getting physical copies of that. Even if I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I literally just woke up.
I know it's pretty early in LA.
Yeah. But a lot of people love that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people love having DVDs, having like a physical copy. I mean, I love that too.
Yeah, same.
So I would say, but the only thing about that is don't let that be your main
focus
platform. Like, don't only put it on DVD and go, oh, you can go get it at Walmart. Like, and especially now with COVID, people are less likely to go into a store to buy your movie than they were last year, which was still less likely last year.
True.
Versus, oh my god, versus having it on something on Amazon, right? Or YouTube, where anyone can go look at it. And you were talking about platforms. I think anyone can put. Well, not anyone. There are kind of some loopholes and some hoops you have to jump through, but pretty much anyone can, if they understand the system enough and the project is right, can put their film or show on Amazon Prime. Yeah. And a lot of people didn't know that. But I also think, it has to be reviewed. It has to be like a legit film or show. Like you can't just put like a YouTube video. Yeah, you can't just like make a vlog and put that on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's finding your audience and finding what platform is right for you. Like if you're making like videos of you playing a video game, YouTube
Mm-hmm.
is your platform. But
Yeah.
if you're making short films, if you're making a web series, Amazon is where you want to go, because it also is just it's more professional, and
Yeah.
it's more like, it sounds better too. It's like, hey, I have a show or a movie. I have a movie on Amazon
Mm-hmm.
versus I have a movie on YouTube. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it is also sort of a marketing thing,
Mm-hmm.
where when you're pitching it, it's like, oh, Amazon. I know what Amazon is. There are all these movies on Amazon versus YouTube, where it's like, oh, PewDiePie. Oh,
Yeah.
video games, and
True.
nothing against YouTube. It's
Yeah.
just a very it's the
Different
content on
on.
YouTube is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you get it up to Amazon? What was the process?
Honestly, it's like, well, first of all, you have to upload it. You have to like put all this work into it, and
Oh.
put the plot up. You have to put all these posters up and all that, the trailer.
Yeah.
But then it has to be reviewed by this whole team of people
Mm-hmm. Who
at
just
Amazon.
ends up?
Yeah, yeah, and if they don't feel that it's high enough quality or whatever, then it won't go up.
Yeah.
Or if they feel that it's inappropriate in some way, or too violent in some way, it won't
Yeah.
go up.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's not as easy. It's very strict.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it took, I want to say, almost a month to get Jaeger up, just
Huh.
because of COVID, and they dropped a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It took them forever to get
Yeah.
to it.
Well, congratulations. It's up. It's up now.
Yeah, I know. No, no, no. It's great. Well,
Yeah,
what
you
was
did
great
it.
timing? Thank you. Well, what was great timing was, yes. Oh, thank you. This will help. Coffee. What was great timing was, it had been like a month at this point, and I was like, okay, well, at this point, people probably believe the movie isn't even real. They probably believe it's a pyramid scheme. So we need to
Yeah.
like do something. So I was like, all right, I did some research, and YouTube does world premieres, and I was like, okay, that's great. I can do a premiere on YouTube so that everyone can see it
Yeah.
for like a limited time, take it down again,
Mm-hmm.
and then after the premiere, you can only view it on Amazon. It was like a one-time thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Um,
Saw it.
yeah, yeah. So then we premiered it on YouTube. It did really well. Took it down that morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were lucky, and it was that same day, that afternoon, it went on Amazon. So it was like,
Wow.
it was really good timing.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a process to get it up there.
Yeah. And did you ever think about starting your own production company?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I have one unofficially. I'm the only member as of right now, but it's called Miller Works Entertainment. You actually see the logo for it
Oh,
at the beginning of Jaeger, but I'm
sounds
hoping
good.
to make that like an official thing with like employees and all that, the whole
Yeah.
shebang. I'm hoping to do that and get
Mm-hmm.
that going either next year or the next year, you know what I mean? But it also depends on how much time I have
Mm-hmm.
after Good Joe Bell comes out, because then
Yeah. And
hopefully
maybe.
I'll be doing some more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, Reid, you are literally only a year older than me, and you have been in so many amazing projects. You have been in A Girl Named Joe, and now in Good Joe Bell, Santa Jaws, and so many more. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. I appreciate that. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Santa Jaws. uh,
really,
oh
so.
man, I was hoping people would forget about it, but it's like people are. I don't know what happened. I don't know like where it came from, but like everyone just out of the blue saw it
Mhm.
as of like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Like I'm on Facebook, and because I believe it or not, people make fun of me, but I love Facebook. I'm on Facebook,
same.
and yeah, and so I'm on Facebook and I'm scrolling, and this really respected page that I follow for like comic book movie news, because I love superhero movies.
Yeah.
posted about it. It was like, this movie is going viral. And I was like, no!
Oh.
I was like,
Oh.
why? No, 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 no. I'm not talking bad about it.
I think it
I
was
love
pretty
that movie.
amazing.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's fun. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
right.
fun. It's a Christmas movie. You know, it's very over the top. It's a feel good movie. You
I think,
know, I
yeah. And since Christmas is coming up, there's so many people who are probably going to watch it once again.
oh I know. I'm prepared. I
Yeah.
it it was funny because it first came out and it did good. Like it did really well on
Yeah.
the Sci-Fi Channel. Um, and it kind of went viral for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like for like a few weeks, people were talking about it on like Twitter
Yeah.
because it's of the novelty of it. But it wasn't until like again like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh. Wow.
I don't know where it came from. Like I'm getting
Uh-huh.
messages from people that were like, "Oh, I love Santa Jaws." I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Again, I love that movie. I love to give that movie a hard time because it's like I did that movie when I was so young.
Yeah, I know.
So I cringe at it because of my performance in it. I'm like but
Yeah,
I was also like I was like 18. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
I've changed a lot as a person and as an actor since
Of
then.
course.
So it's like I have to give myself a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
But I'm very critical of myself for sure.
Yeah. Now, what was it like to work on A Girl Named Joe next to actors like Annie LeBlanc and Bella Shepard? That must have been incredible, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a good experience. You know, it's actually funny you brought up Bella Shepard.
You have a
So
new
I
movie.
met Bella Shepard for the first time when I was 15,
Oh.
which was years and years before Girl Named Joe. I did A Girl Named Joe when I was 18.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we met at like a premiere. I had a short film that premiered, and she was a friend of a friend, and we did
Yeah.
not like each other.
Oh.
We did not like each other when we first met. She was younger than me, and I was super awkward, and we did
Oh.
not like each other. But then we both. I walked into the table read for A Girl Named Joe,
Yeah.
and there was Bella Shepard, and I was like,
Oh.
"The hell!" Like I
What
was,
are you doing?
but and now we're like really good friends,
Hmm.
which is great. We're actually doing a new film together.
Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So she's going to be in that with me and my very good my best friend actually Nick,
Yeah.
who we wrote the script together. But no, yeah, A Girl Named Joe was a good experience. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
Annie's very sweet. She's very 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 down to earth. She's got a really good head on her shoulders.
Yeah.
Um, I could. It's funny because like at the end of the day, she's probably the most normal on set. Like
Hmm.
she's just a kid. You know what I mean? And it kind of made me like adore
Yeah.
her because she's really sweet. She wasn't. She didn't have a big head. Like she was so just real and honest and down to earth, and she was
Yeah.
like everyone's little sister. You know what I mean? And I mean that in a good way, not in a
Yeah. Yeah.
bad
Of
way. Like she
course.
was just a good soul. Like we
Yeah.
we all enjoyed being around her. And Addison's great. Addison's really funny. She's such a good person. I mean, I adore everyone on that set.
You had a great chemistry.
Yeah, oh for sure. And that again, that's because we were all really good friends.
Yeah.
And it was like, getting to know each other and it was a very good camaraderie between everyone.
Hmm.
And it was really funny too, like in season 2 when me and Bella had our characters liked each other in that season, which
Hmm.
is so funny because it's like
The opposite.
the opposite in real life. You know what I mean? It's like we're like siblings in real life, like,
Hmm.
and it's so. But again, that almost made it easier to do
Yeah.
because it was like because we are friends and we can like lighten the mood.
Yeah.
It wasn't awkward. Like it was just like we're bros. So we were able to really really keep it professional
But also,
versus versus on some other sets where some people get really, really, really like awkward and in their head. Um, but no, it was filming that was a good experience. Me and Joseph, actually, who plays the bully, are we're also really great friends. So I stay in touch with a lot of them.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, good experience. Good experience for sure.
Yeah. And now, what was it like to work on Good Joe Bell? This is an absolutely phenomenal movie, and you worked
Thank you.
together on set with Mark Wahlberg. Not everybody gets to say that.
I know. That's it was I mean it was I mean it was the best experience I've had on a set. Um, you know, the film is a very it's an emotional roller coaster. It's
Yeah,
a very, very intense movie. It's a very gritty movie. It's a very, very it's a hard movie to watch
right.
because of the subject matter and
And it,
because
yeah, it's
yeah, and
based
because it was
on a
based
real
on a
story.
true story.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was based on a
hmm
true story. I mean, it's like watching it is one thing, but like having actually been a part of it and playing Jadin, who lived and breathed and went through all this,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't easy. It was very hard. And it was something that, you know, I felt like I was born to do. Like I was supposed to tell that story.
Yeah.
And I was very lucky that you know, I did it with Mark Wahlberg because A, he's just a phenomenal actor, and B, a great mentor. You know, anytime I felt, you know, overwhelmed or anything like that, you know, he would just have a conversation with me and I would
Yeah.
feel better. Yeah, and he was just a very, very down to earth, inclusive. You know, he included everyone. He never like described like he was so kind to everyone,
Yeah.
and that I loved.
hmm
There are a lot of big actors who aren't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but he is, and you know, I've seen him multiple times since filming. I've, you know, hung out with him multiple times. I mean, he's just a good person, and you know,
Amazing. Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to do this movie with anyone else.
hmm You guys became real life buddies now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a very good friendship. He's just a good guy, and I just love
Yeah.
being around him.
And congratulations on making it onto the Variety's Oscar prediction list for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that
That's
was very
crazy.
surreal. I mean, you know, it's like, who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even like allow myself to go there.
hmm
And like of the possibility, I mean, like in my head, it's more about, you know what? The fact that I even got recognized in that way is enough for me,
Yeah.
regardless of what happens. It's like that means I
Right.
did my job and people enjoyed the movie, and that's good. And that was the point. And it's like, you know,
The
I
rest is
feel like
just
if you do yeah. It was just a good, you know, it all it did like for me was just confirm like I need to not be as hard on myself because I did, you know, at least I hope I did a good job and people
Mhm.
seem to be responding to it.
Yeah.
And that's what matters is that people are responding to it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
hmm
absolutely. So, but again, very cool, very, very flattering. I mean, that was a very, very cool moment. I literally woke up and my mom was like, did you wake up? Like, did you say this? And I'm like, no, I was asleep 2 seconds ago.
I could imagine.
But yeah, but it was again very, very cool. Just honored to be on a list among all these people that are incredible. I mean, like Robert Pattinson,
I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, J.K. Simmons. I mean, like I was just like, what? And like even I mean even Chadwick Boseman, I
Yeah.
think he was on the top of the list. I mean, I don't deserve to be in that category with them. I mean,
Well, you did
Chad.
amazing. Well deserved.
Thank you. But I mean, Chadwick is just. on another level, man. I mean,
Yeah,
it is a true shame. It is a true shame that we lost him this year.
yeah,
But he left an incredible legacy for a lot of people and a lot of younger people to
yeah,
feel that their voice is being heard. And I mean, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? And so
yeah,
so that to me is so surreal to be in that same category
right. Hmm.
for
Well,
sure.
he will live on in our hearts, you know?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And he left an incredible legacy behind. And
right.
that's, I mean, he's literally going to be remembered forever. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't remember where. Aren't they putting up like a statue, like a
Hmm.
memorial statue? I don't remember. And correct me if I'm wrong, whoever's watching this. I'm sure
Yeah,
you guys know if I'm right or wrong, but I remember like reading somewhere I thought they were going to, but I don't know if that's actually a thing. Maybe. I don't know.
it
But that
might
would be
be.
really cool if that did turn out to be true.
Right. Hmm. Now, Reid, I also know that you actually grew up in a small town, not in LA. Was it a hard decision to actually move to LA and to, pursue acting full time?
No. Uh, it was not hard. It was
Yeah.
actually my get out of jail free card.
Oh.
um,
Okay.
no. I'm being sarcastic. I think at the time it was a scary choice, yeah, because for me, I've always had extreme anxiety,
Oh,
and OCD. So
yeah.
for me, when I get into a routine and then I have to break that routine, it's very scary.
Yeah.
So I had been in this routine in this town that, yeah, I wasn't necessarily happy in, but I at least had structure.
Yeah.
Um, and the idea of moving to such a big place, such a different place, knowing no one there,
Wow.
and trying something that success is like winning the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared. Like in a way, I didn't even really want to do it. I was like, I don't know if it's even worth it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that I sucked it up and did it anyway,
Right.
or else I wouldn't be here
Mm-hmm.
talking to you,
Yeah.
having done what I've done. So it's like, it's all in the words of Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse, it is all a leap of faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And everything, everything that you are actually afraid of is on the other side of, how do you say, the dreams are on the other side of having fear and everything.
Sure. I mean, everything, exactly. I mean, anything you want to pursue, there's going to be a side that is scary. I mean, it's like fear of failure, it's fear of not being good enough. I mean, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, you have to push through. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like and again, acting is one of those things. Acting is kind of an equalizer. Like it's really good at picking out who's here for the right reasons and who's not.
Yeah.
And I always found that very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it shows a lot of people's true colors.
Right.
And it's a very fun and stressful and
Journey.
interesting job choice and journey for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when it pays off, it pays off, and it
Right.
is so worth it. Like again, I'm very proud of every project I've worked on and been a part of, either in front or behind the camera.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course.
and Good Joe Bell, I think, as of now, is my is my is the best thing I've ever been a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I got to be with Mark Wahlberg and Connie Britton and Maxwell Jenkins and all these other people who are so passionate, and that was so great. And it was
Exactly.
very kind of healing to the soul to be around people like that who are
Yeah.
just as passionate as you are.
Mm-hmm. Now, I can resonate to your story in a way because I grew up in a small town as well, but not in the United States.
Right.
And I always loved acting, always. I breathe acting, I eat acting, whatever it is.
Sure.
And my family and I, we also moved into a bigger city in order to pursue acting.
Mhm.
And I successfully went to a couple of auditions, but I mean, it's not comparable to living in Los Angeles, which is the center of making movies and everything that comes into it.
Sure, sure. I mean, again, I think everyone's journey
Unique.
is so different. Yeah, it's very unique. You know, I know people who have come out here, worked for 5 months and left and
Yeah.
never succeeded, or people that have um, come out here, um, worked for 5 months and suddenly book a huge movie out of the blue.
Yeah.
I mean,
Never.
everyone's journey is so different, and it's like you never know. And it's like I've had a lot of moments that I've considered quitting. Not
Everyone
recently,
goes
but
through.
when I was younger, for sure. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I started when I was 13. I mean, trying to do this job as a kid,
It's a lot
like
of.
I think, yeah, it's a lot of work and a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Not from my parents, like no pressure from them. I mean, they
No.
have never been. My parents have always been supportive. I've
Yeah.
never dealt with if you don't get this job, you're grounded. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or that's so unrealistic, but you know what I mean.
The
And
industry.
yeah, the industry pressure and the pressure you put on yourself because it's like I want to be here, but currently here. But again,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. It's like you have to fight your
Right.
way up and you just cannot stop. I mean, it's like there are some people that will come out to LA and stay for 2 months for pilot season and then go back home. And I'm
Mm.
like, you have to be here for the long run. It's like, again, getting a job that's going to make your career again is like winning the lottery.
Right.
It's so rare, but some people are luckier than others.
Yeah. I would love to come to LA sometime. I've never been to LA, but it has always been a dream of mine. So, yeah.
You should. You should. And you have a
Really?
friend here.
Oh, yeah, we have to
Absolutely.
meet. That would be amazing.
Yeah, do an in-person interview this time.
Exactly. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you're working on a lot of incredible things. I mean, you're working on a new movie now
Yeah, yeah. I
with Bella Shepard
so
and Nicholas.
yeah, yeah, Bella Shepard and Nicholas Duvernay are gonna be in it. And it's called Because We're Finite.
Oh,
It's a very, very, very different movie than and a different role
yeah.
that I've played. Um, very different than anything I've ever played or written. It's a
Mhm.
coming of age story. It's about young love. It's about growing up in a big city. It's
Oh,
about how hard it is being a teenager. And it talks about topics that a lot of people tend to steer clear of, but are really important because a lot of people struggle with these things, but we never
yeah.
talk about them because it's uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Like porn addiction, alcoholism in younger people. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all a thing that I've seen in other people that I've struggled with, and it's like that
Life.
me and Nick and Bella have all struggled with, and it's like, you know, me and Nick wrote this like 5 months ago.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, I mean, we've been changing it, of course, and editing it and all
Yeah.
that to make it perfect, but
Mhm.
you know, it's definitely, in my opinion, probably the best script I've ever written. Like, because it's like I wrote it with Nick, and Nick is he's a phenomenal storyteller.
Yeah.
So it was so great to collaborate with him
That's cool.
and to tell a story that is very deeply personal to the two of us.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, it's so great to have Bella on board because
Yeah.
Bella's a great actor,
Hmm.
and she just brings a very, um, very youthful, exuberant energy to it.
Yeah. And you guys
And
go way back.
yeah, and we go way back. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like I wanted to work with her on something that I knew she could sink her teeth into,
Yeah.
and something that we could all sink our teeth into, like as actors, and something that
Hmm.
we would just have a great time doing. And so I think we've done that. We're actually planning on doing a crowdfunding campaign
Hmm.
at the beginning of the year on Seed and Spark. So
That's
I'll
good.
be I'll be posting about that soon, and it'll have some clips that we've shot. It'll have like a little teaser. It'll be really
Excited.
cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good. It'll if you know. I'm really hoping the goal is to hopefully be filming this movie next year.
Mm-hmm.
and then getting it out to everyone,
Yeah.
hopefully selling it to some distributor, you know, whatever.
Can't
But
wait.
it's a great script. I mean, again, I'm very, very proud of it.
Yeah.
Um, and seeing, you know, Nick and Bella, their chemistry, all three of our chemistry together, it gives me a lot of hope and gives me a lot
Yeah.
of encouragement. Because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, being a filmmaker in LA is not exactly the most encouraging thing, especially when you're young. It's
Yeah.
very hard to get your own stuff made.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's not impossible. So I'm very confident that I think we can get this thing made.
Mm-hmm. I love the shot of you guys on the beach.
Yeah, that's my favorite shot too. That's why
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that shot in particular is we were looking through the footage and I was color grading everything
Yeah.
and that one shot I was like, dude, I was like, this is like the poster. Like this just
Oh,
looks so good.
yeah.
Um and it's a cool, you know, we shot on a good camera, you know, we're gonna shoot the
Mm-hmm.
movie on a good camera. I mean it visually it's gonna look great. It's just a matter of honestly matter of safety,
Yeah.
which is
That.
why we're raising money. Is just honestly to make sure that we're taking the necessary precautions to keep everyone on set safe
Yeah.
during these times.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it is necessary to go to film school? I mean, you've done everything filmmaking without going to film school, or are you going to college?
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, again, when I say this, this is a personal opinion.
Yeah.
So if anyone watching this wants to go to college or go to film school, do it. Don't listen to a word I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No,
But
no, let us know.
for me, no, I don't. College. Let's take college out of the equation. Just
Yeah.
film school. Do I think you need to go to film school? I think it depends. I think if
Mm-hmm.
you're an actor who
Yeah.
has been on set, that is film school.
Mm-hmm.
Like you getting on a set is the best film school you can get.
Right.
Being in a classroom and being lectured at as to why this lighting is better as opposed to this lighting
Mm-hmm.
is not going to teach you as much as on-hand experience.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on set as an actor, what you
Yeah.
need to be doing is, like if you're off book and you're ready to film, is talk to the DP,
Mm-hmm.
talk to the grip guys, talk to the director, talk to sound, learn as much as you can. That's what I do on every set I've ever been on. I have
Yeah, I could imagine.
always done that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Always done that. And it's because of that that I was able to learn what I've learned and take their advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, every DP, every director I've ever talked to, I'm like, should I go to film? Because I considered it.
Yeah.
Everyone has, of course. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when I was like 16 and I was filming play by play, I was like talking to the producers, like, hey, do you think I should go to film school? He's
Yeah.
like, you don't need to go to film school. Like, it's, he's like, you might as well go to college for something else
Mm-hmm.
or for writing than go to film school on how to make movies.
Yeah.
Because it's, again, when I say this, not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Some people want that experience, and there is nothing wrong with that. And I completely think if you think you need that experience,
Yeah.
go do it. But for me personally, I think the best teacher is the actual on-set experience
Yeah.
because you're actually able to see how everything is working. You're able to see who's doing what, how
Mm-hmm.
long they're taking between shots, what the producer's doing, who's in charge of the actual set
Yeah.
as opposed to the director, who's keeping things on track, what are they shooting on, why
Yeah.
are they shooting on it, what lenses are they using, are we using 1 or 8, you know what I mean, like it, and why would we be using 8 as opposed to 2 that also get the job done. I mean, it's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for me as a young filmmaker, that was the that is a priceless experience.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I mean?
so
Like,
unique.
yeah, I mean, I was able to, on every project I've worked on, I've always been able to talk to those people. And I've learned so much from them. Like, you know, even on Good Joe Bell, the DP, Jacques, what a great
Yeah.
guy. I mean, he's done countless things. Like, you go on his IMDb, I mean, it's as long as my arm. I mean, that man has filmed everything. And he's
Mm-hmm.
incredible. And he's French, of course he is. That's why he's incredible, because he's French. And it's like, you know, being able to like talk to him at lunch and hear his opinions on things.
Yeah.
Because it is very interesting how each movie is shot very differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jacques, for instance, they didn't really, like, they sort of planned how they were going to shoot it, but a lot of it was improvisational.
Wow.
In terms of the camera work. Like a lot of handheld, a lot of just going with us.
Yeah.
And allowing me and Mark to do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And allowing me and Mark to focus on each other as opposed to where the camera is. So whatever he would do, I would go here, he would go here. Jacques, the camera guy, was like everywhere.
Wow.
I mean, he was everywhere doing his thing. And it's like, you know, and yes, of course, there were a lot of shots planned. I'm not saying there weren't. I'm just saying there were also a lot of times where Jacques would just freaking pick that thing up and go, all right, let's go. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's do it. And it's, but he's great. And he's an artist. I mean, he doesn't need to know what he's going to do, because he's just going to go with his gut as we do the scene.
Yeah.
And so that was a really cool experience to learn from him, because his style is very different. Like when I was on A Girl Named Jo, because they had a shooting schedule and a release date schedule, and they had all these other shows, everything was planned to the T. You know what I mean? Like they had a shot list.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we're going to get this shot, this shot, this shot, this shot, wrap, this shot, this shot, this shot, this shot, wrap, next scene. As opposed to Jacques, who was like, yeah, we have the shot list, but no, we're not going to do that today. We're going to do this instead. Oh, yeah. And it's like, and I loved that, because the creative energy that everyone was manifesting was so, it was just such a cool, like, field to be in. I was like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of scary. I don't know what's going to happen, but I like it. You know what I mean? And
if I should do it or not.
Yeah, and it was also great because a lot of improvisation was also encouraged.
Yeah,
and a lot of that improvisation ended up in the movie.
Yeah.
Which was great. And you know, me and Mark had a great chemistry because, you know, again, he made me feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
So we were able to really have a great dialogue and kind of read between the lines and say what we were trying to say. And it still fit in with the lines that were written. And sometimes just improv and add whatever we wanted, and you get these gems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Mark would just say something, and I'd be like,
wow.
What? And then I would respond. I mean, and it was so great. It was like playing tennis.
Yeah.
And again, having Jacques there, too, just doing his thing. Again, that on-set experience, and with all my other on-set experiences, that is the best film school I could have ever gone to.
Right.
And I'm very lucky and blessed that I got to.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in incredible things in movies, doing an incredible job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Reid, we also have a little quiz game at the end of this interview. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. The first question is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, shit. That's a hard question because there's a lot. I don't know. Honestly, I would say flying.
Really?
Only because I've always wanted to fly, and I think flying would be really cool because it's not necessarily a dangerous superpower.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like super strength is cool and all, but like I don't want to have to like relearn life because if I barely open a car door, I'm gonna send the car into a building. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather be able to fly and not Uber anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I can travel for free.
That's kind of
great.
Hard.
Yeah. Next question. Flying. That's my answer.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, the second question. Would you rather be in a Marvel movie or direct a Marvel movie?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's a hard one. No, it's not. I would be in one. I would be in one before I direct one.
Really?
Because it's always been my dream to be in a Marvel movie. So definitely be in a Marvel movie for sure.
Yeah. but I could imagine, you being Batman or anything like that. I don't know why.
Oh, thank you. Batman is kind of my favorite superhero, actually.
Yeah?
I'm
Oh,
so excited for the Robert Pattinson Batman. I'm so
yes.
excited. He's
Mm,
gonna kill it. Ugh.
yeah. And what do you do when you are not on set? In your free time, anything?
Writing,
Mm-hmm.
jogging. I love jogging. Jogging is a good way to just get out that excess energy.
Yeah.
Or hang out with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Spend
Mm-hmm.
some needed quality time with my friends.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Reid, that was it actually for the interview and everything about the questions.
That's great.
Yeah, 3 questions. So, Reid, thank you so much for being a part of the show. It
Of
was
course.
to talk to you.
Yeah, so great to talk to you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're amazing. Honestly, if I ever come to LA or you to Germany, I would love to meet and then maybe have an interview.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
of course.
All
And
right.
Reid,
Have a great
stay
day.
safe and healthy.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah,
All
bye.
right. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more interviews and videos and comment down below who you want me to interview next. Tune in.